Hare Krishna. Mamagyantimirantasya Gyananjanashalakaya Chakshurunmilitam Yena Tasmai Shri Gurave Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaprasthaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Iti Namni Namaste Saraswate Devi Gauravani Charini Nirvisesha Shunyavadi Pasachatya Deshatarani Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaura Bhakta Hare Krishna. So we will, there is some nice questions we can try to answer. That logically we cannot understand Krishna. That is the first thing. Because like there are few things. First, two types of people are there who try to understand Krishna. Of course, they don't understand. There were two types of people. And I will tell like why Krishna he is doing certain activities cannot be understood. He acts in a extraordinary ways many times. And what is the very important reason we'll try to discuss. But first thing, uh, trust and faith, we'll just discuss on this and then I'll come to that point. Why Krishna acts in some extraordinary ways cannot be understood and how you can be understand. Like Krishna, he is when people hear about Krishna's opulences, his Aishwarya, and then what happens is some people they become very upset when Krishna's is they they are glorifying Krishna. Then there are demoniac people. So people think that okay, we should know about Krishna, then we start loving him. But it does not happen all the time. A person becomes painfully aware of his helplessness and insignificance when he knows about Krishna. And the reaction to this feeling varies from person to person. Ungodly persons reacts with ignorance. And he sees like in the Kaurava assembly, when Krishna was nicely glorified, then Duryodhana ran away from there. He said, I cannot hear this. When anyone would even begin to say about Krishna in Duryodhana's presence, he used to feel very, very unhappy because this is actually symptom. A proud person finds it extremely difficult to come to terms with our own helplessness. So he violently reacts and hides away from the feeling of insecurity. This actually happens to a person who is very proud. But the same self of helplessness that arises from contact of God's God's greatness, it pleases devotees. They they are very happy. They feel of helplessness in His presence, and and Lord also puts His devotees in such dangers because in that condition of helplessness, the devotees become more attached to the Lord. You are seeing the difference. When you know the greatness of Lord, if pride is there, we don't feel helpless. But if we give up the pride and we are helpless, and when we are in trouble, we start taking more shelter of Lord. And Krishna showed to universal form in Hastinapur everyone, they were in horror. And some they were sages like Narada, Kanva, and Parshurama, they were in ecstasy. But Dhritarashtra and other demonic people, or even Kamsa, when they see this form of Lord, they immediately they become very terrified. So there is a difference. So this is the point. Simply knowing about God and his omnipotency is not enough to make develop love for him just by knowing his glories. Knowledge of God may turn either into love or fear. Both are possible depending on how the heart of a person is. If a heart is humble, the person turns it, the knowledge about Lord turns into trust and love. If a person is proud, he only becomes fearful and he try to live away. And this is actually humility means one definition Prabhupada gives humility means that you are convinced beyond any doubt that there is nothing in this world, absolutely nothing in this world Not our money, not our family, not our fame, not our whatever education, beauty. Nothing at all will save me except mercy of Krishna. When we are convinced of this, then we are very humble. So this is what is the definition. The Prabhupada gives about humility. Nothing will save me except Krishna, and we have to take shelter of Krishna. And we become more and more helpless. That is, we start understanding. My God, this is too dangerous. The quality is major indication of purity of our bhakti. In our, there are this is one of the things. The chaste devotee, Prabhupada writes that a chaste devotee of Lord does not look to others, namely any other living being or demigod, even for deliverance from danger. In all, this is actually the characteristics of all the devotees, and we can see the Pandavas. They know nothing except Krishna, and therefore Lord was also always ready to help them in unrest mix. So one should therefore look for such things. So faith comes into contact with humility, it transforms into trust and eventually turns into love. That's what even Lord Ramchandra also promises. Na Sakrit eva prapanno yam tavasmi cha yachate abhayam sarvada tasmai dadami etat matam mama. So he says that even once a person comes to me, I am ready. One time we have to say from the heart. This is uh, this is actually establishing beyond all doubts that fear cannot exist in a humble heart. If a person is humble, he will not be fearful. So whether we can have test whether I'm proud, whether I'm humble, if fear is there, then both are there. Then we can see fear still remains. That means our faith in God is not yet turned into trust. That is the point. Therefore, we still fall from true humility. And many of the great devotees, all the prayers, if we see, it is very important because they teach us how to gradually, step by step, and humbly and gratefully accept whatever Lord sends to us. And this will allow our faith to develop into absolute trust in Krishna, which is called chastity, sati. And then gradually fear will disappear from our heart. Now, there is an unwritten rule in relationship. If we need something from a person, don't just directly ask him. First, we try to do something for him, we talk to him, and then we request him. Similarly, in Bhagavatam prayers also, if see they glorify the Lord and at the end they ask something, but they ask for uh, request, which is actually to go towards him only. So, so even though sometimes the request may not be fulfilled also. If we are once, if we want to grant someone's request, we want to feel they understand us first of all. Then if somebody comes to me and asks, I may give, but if they understand me, that motivates me to do something more for him. Otherwise, how matter a person is glorifying us, the heart may not respond. So when a person feels that okay, this person is not actually the wavelength is not matching, then a heart does not open. Same thing with Krishna. When Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he was at Rath Yatra, he was singing some song. It looks like some film song, and only Rupa Goswami understood. So then Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was so pleased he could understand my heart. So if somebody understands our heart, that is such a satisfying thing. And if it is actually another thing is it's very painful and how much a person much pain and misery a person goes in if a close relationship inflicts trouble upon us, so they experience great loneliness and very difficult to get a person who can understand us in this life also. Why there is so much in family life, wife and husband, they have this, many of them have this trouble, not many, few of them, that they feel they are not understood. They acute loneliness they experience. They live in the same apartment but not understand each other. Few people think maybe it's because I did not try enough to understand. Now, trying to understand the person that fate has brought into our life should be our daily labor. It's a sadhana. If a wife and husband want to understand each other, they have to do this sadhana. Every day they have to work on, they have to invest in the relationship that we are holding very dear and trying to understand other person's thoughts, heart's movement. So without it, there is no question of relationship. Physical closeness can never bring replacement. This never replace this understanding. So deep understanding, we should understand these principles very deeply. That this is a sadhana. I have to invest in understanding the person. And another thing is uh, there are one more important thing that we need to understand how Krishna acts. This is also another thing I wanted to say. It is very difficult to understand and the activities of Krishna. With this incident, we all can say, like when Krishna, Kunti Maharani comes and prays to Krishna. He's standing in front of him and says, "You are dwelling in everyone's heart." According to laws of logic, which is everywhere cannot be at one place. You are telling I am everywhere and I am in one place. Either I am in one place or everywhere. How is it possible? Then one important thing what she says is that okay, you have uh, you are beyond our comprehension. Why? Because he says Maya Javanika Chinnam. Please understand this one point very nicely. You are contradict yourself. When Krishna says, Kunti Maharani is saying, you are telling, I am, you are telling me I am uncomprehensible, but I am in front of you right now, and you are praising me, and you say you understand my energy. Kunti says, no, 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 no. Even seeing you with my eyes, I do not see you because one sees the world through the prism of their mind and through the eyes alone. This is actually Moda Drisha, the foolish observer. A foolish cannot recognize God even if he appears in front of him. So ignorance and sin, this is the point. Ignorance and sin causes such foolishness and that deprives us the ability to understand Krishna. Like and he says that if person is foolish, you are like a disguised actress, a dancer, nato natya. Like in olden days Indian drama, na, they make up so much that you cannot recognize, and sometimes women role also played by men only. It is very difficult to recognize. Now, a good actor, and of course, then there is one more thing that Kunti says you brilliantly perform, and it is very difficult. Krishna says, "What is so difficult? It is difficult to understand. I just wanted to," and he says, "Huh, this is very important. This is a point I want to tell that you are in heart of all living entities, and it is Kunti says that." You protected my sons. Why did you take up the disc to protect my sons? Before in the battlefield, you promised that you will not touch any weapon, and you just broke your promise by touching a weapon. You took the Sudarshan Chakra to protect my devotees. Then, and he said you protected Parikshit also, but you went into the womb unprotected. And you are in everybody now. Why did you protect? You could have protected like that also. Uh, you are in the heart of all living entities. So why did you break? Like if you want to protect Pandavas, you could have protected some other way. Why did you use Sudarshan Chakra then? And then in first of all, you are in heart of Ashwatthama also. Why did you inspire him to release Brahmastra? First is Krishna inspired Ashwatthama to release Brahmastra. He released Brahmastra. and he protected Pandavas. He could have protected some other way. Why did he protect using Sudarshan Chakra? Parikshit he protected with entering in the home. He could have protected like that Pandavas also. So Krishna replies, so then Kunti Maharani says, how can I understand you like this? Krishna says, is it really difficult to understand me? I said, I want to protect my devotees and I am ready to break my word also to protect my devotees. Then Kunti says, okay, okay. Then explain why you told Pandavas how to kill Bhishma. Because you say that mm, Name Bhakta Pranashyati and you say Paritranaya Sadhunam. I come to protect my devotees. And Bhishma is a sadhu. And you could hardly find a more pious person than Bhishma. But instead of protecting him, you told Arjuna to kill him. And Krishna says, yeah, all right, what else you understand about me? Asks Kunti Maharani. And Kunti says, my dear Krishna, I may find a way to understand even that, but why didn't you protect my grandson Abhimanyu? Okay, you protected all. Why didn't you? He grew up in our lab and is so dear to you. The only sister who is very beloved to you, Subhadra, and you got her married to your best friend, Arjuna, and you are so fond of Abhimanyu, and he was unjustly killed in front of you, and how why you did not protect? And he says, not only that, everyone knows that Draupadi is the most dearest female devotees of you, but you did not save her five sons. You know that this is going to happen. The ill-fated night is going to happen. Ashwatthama is going to slaughter. And that's why you took all the Pandavas away from there in the overnight. And who can understand and appreciate the way what you are doing? And nobody, not, it's not possible to understand Krishna when we see through our defiled mind. Only a person with a pure heart is capable to understand. This is the first thing. Why Krishna acted? Why Krishna acted in this way? It is first thing is the purity of heart we'll understand. And next thing is Krishna is rasa. This is the answer. Raso vai saha. This is the source of all transcendental bliss. To understand him, one must be rasika, connoisseur of rasa. So with material intelligence, we cannot grasp the unlimited Lord. By empirical methods or any other methods, we cannot understand him. So out of compassion, he descends in this world and he acts like an actor on the stage and he manifests various leelas. But the fools, they actually laugh. This is no, no. Fools deride me. Krishna says, Avajananti ma moodha. But when the great devotees, na, when they read from the scriptures and when they understand, they appreciate. Unless our hearts are clean through spiritual practice, that is sadhana, and scriptural study, we cannot come in contact with Lord, and He will remain blocked with the veil of this Maya. Cannot be understood, it cannot be comprehended. That is the point. Any questions, comments on this? Yes, Mataji.
Hare Krishna, Prabhuji. Thank you for the beautiful explanation, Prabhuji. So we should understand that though, like if we get to know about Krishna, not everyone would like to know to understand that every one of us are under his protection. So that is why the demands are getting tensed. You're explaining that, Prabhuji. So they don't
Yeah,
want to know Krishna because they don't want to feel that they're under protection of someone else. Is that, Prabhuji? We should understand.
yeah. That continues. The envy continues for them. They are very proud and they are envious. So even if they hear greatness, it makes them away from Krishna. They cannot come near. That is the
We
main
could see
reason.
that practically while preaching, Prabhuji. Like earlier, I used to think that, like me, many people didn't know the fact And if we tell the fact, everyone will take up bhakti. That's what I was thinking initially. But when we start telling them, no, I could see them. For example, one girl, she is under me, my mentee Prabhuji. She got a good mark and she entered into NEET exam. She cracked NEET and she entered into medical. And we were telling that because of Krishna's mercy she got. And one of her relative, he got so offended. He said, why is it you're telling this girl only studied? No, she only put all hard work. Why is it you're telling the girl that it's Krishna is giving all this? I was literally shocked, Prabhuji. For first time, I felt, oh, this is what people want to understand. That no, it is not Krishna's work. It is only the girl. If the girl has not studied, then how will your Krishna will give? Like that, they were telling Prabhuji. So I could exactly relate. I was a little bewildered at those times. Why people are thinking like that? And today, this explanation, I could see that Prabhuji, the demands, whom we call demands is that those people who really don't want to understand though they are under the protection of the Lord, those people are they don't want to understand that they are under protection of Lord. Is that Prabhuji?
Yeah. Yes.
Yeah, Prabhuji. And you are explaining about that relationship, investing in relationship, someone understanding the mind. I couldn't relate with that the current topic. What is that you're trying to explain, Prabhuji?
Like I want to pray to Krishna, I need to
Mm,
invest in the relationship with Krishna. If I want something from Krishna, I need to pray.
mm,
Prayer means it's not just directly go and ask. You need to first appreciate, glorify, and you should feel that I understand this person. When you understand the person, that the person will be very pleased to do something for you. Say now I am giving
So
class. If
prayer means you're trying to understand Krishna. Is that Prabhuji? What is that you're trying to convey,
we
Prabhuji?
say that whatever I understand Krishna, we should tell to him, Krishna, this is what I understand about you. That's why
Oh,
we offer
oh,
prayers.
oh, oh. Prayers is our understanding about Krishna. Every prayer is that particular personality's understanding about Krishna. Is that Prabhuji?
Most of the prayers, before you give a request in the end, you offer a prayer.
Mm,
So when they are praying
mm,
in Bhagavatam, basically these
mm,
prayers are what? It's an indication that this much I understand about you. Then Lord will be pleased.
mm.
Oh, at least he knows about me. He's coming to me and asking. So let me give it. Like
What
that
about
is
us,
what
Prabhuji? Sadhakas.
we
Whatever
just repeat.
we are understanding through only the Acharya's words, no, Prabhuji?
We repeat them only. That's all. That's why we sing the
Yes,
songs
Prabhu.
of Acharyas. So that what
Mm,
happens is we start we will come into harmony with their prayers. We make that rhythm. We also may start developing that feeling. It will be in the Abha state, but slowly, slowly it may touch our heart, and we also get the same feeling in their association.
mm. Okay, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna. Thank you, Prabhuji.
Srivastava.
Hare Krishna Prabhu, Dhanavad Pranam Prabhuji. Prabhuji, that Krishna's thanks for the lecture and giving him opportunity to speak. You're saying, no, Krishna, we cannot understand things. That is true, we cannot understand completely, but some indications are there in Shastra that we can understand him also. And other thing is, I for the one point I want to speak, which Abhimanyu was killed. That point. But in Mahabharat, I am not sure whether I didn't read, but I hear that in Mahabharat, before the Abhimanyu went to that Chakravyuha, that Vyuha, when before he is entering, after he entered, he got pride and he was saying that I can break this Chakravyuha, I can defeat everybody. And he was proudly he was speaking, even Krishna Arjuna comes in front of me, I will challenge them. Like that, he was defying God. That was one of the fall of that was the fall of him. That was some reason was I hear like that. Maybe you can verify and correct me.
I didn't
Another
read
thing for
anything.
Bhishma also. Other for Bhishma also. Bhishma in Mahabharata, in that already it was declared that he was seeing some injustice and he is in a position to correct it. Still, he didn't protest or he maybe protested, but he has the power to change the situation. Still, he didn't take any action because of his personal woes or personal this things related to relation between Dhritarashtra, him and Duryodhana and this thing. And other thing we have, as we you are telling that it's related to Aswadhama. As Paramatma, Krishna is there, but he doesn't. He don't interfere in Jiva's intentions. So if Jiva want to do it, he will sanction it, but he will not stop it. This is what I heard in one Prabhupada's lecture. When where the free will and Paramatma comes in. Correct me if I'm wrong, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. So we'll take case to case. First is Abhimanyu. True, I didn't hear what I read Mahabharata. It is Abhimanyu was not so proud, and they actually, even if they tell about how they are powerful and all, that is the chivalrous attitude of a kshatriya. So Arjuna may also say, Bhima also says, single-handedly I'll finish all this Kaurava army. But it is not out of pride, because they have this guna, this chivalrous attitudes. So that's how they, and that is their swabhava. They say, yes, I will finish.
He was
So
Prabhuji, he was uttering like even Krishna and Arjuna come in front of me, I will defeat them, like that. That word was there in Mahabharata, particularly I heard like that.
yeah, but I did not read in Mahabharata book, Pro, at least. I will just check
Okay.
Vyas's original text also. I don't think, because Abhimanyu
You can check that,
also
Prabhuji. Virat Parva, I think from the I think
serials and cinemas we cannot take
Kartavya,
as authority. Serials and cinemas is not authority. We have to
No,
directly read.
I'm not taking from serials, but I'm taking from somebody's pravachan. He said like that. It is authenticate. I think maybe it can be wrong, but I don't know.
It's not possible like that, because they are all great devotees. His son is also Parikshit. So his father is Arjuna, his son is Parikshit. Both are great devotees. So the person must be also a great personality. So basically, the
Yeah.
point is that this is Krishna wanted it in that way. That's why nobody can stop. He is a great personality, there is no doubt, because he is growing in the lap of Krishna. So he has that love for Krishna, his father Arjuna. So that they are already great personalities from childhood. Otherwise, who will get opportunity to grow in the lap of Krishna? And he's son of Subhadra. So it's a great personality in that way. His father is Arjuna, mother is Subhadra, uncle is Krishna, and son is Parikshit. So everyone is such a great person. Otherwise, you'll not get opportunity to be born in that situation. And there is very less likely that he'll be proud. It is not out of pride Abhimanyu died. It is out of, he was cheated. That's why he died. And if he could have died means normally also, but he was cheated. That's why he died. And another thing is Krishna wanted it in
No,
that way.
brother.
That's
I'm telling that maybe why didn't Krishna come and protect it? For that reason, I'm saying that.
no Krishna. That's what na. Kunti Maharani is saying the same thing. Why Krishna you did not protect? We cannot understand. Why Krishna did not do, we will not get answers for all the Krishna's activities. That is my point here. Krishna could have protected Pandava's sons na, when they are getting slaughtered in the night. Why didn't he protect? They were not proud. They were not even fighting also. Why didn't he protect them? And why did he use Sudarshan Chakra to protect Pandavas from Brahmastra? You could have
But
protected Pandavas
Krishna
in
is
any other.
Prabhuji, Krishna is also Mrityu, no? He's telling Aham Mrityu, because he has to kill everybody
He could have
also.
come after 50 years. Na? Why he came in the night in Ashwattama's farm? He could have come after 50 years.
But Mrityu can come in any way, Prabhuji, that we cannot
Okay,
deny
that's
that.
what
It
I'm
can
telling.
come in
It is
any way.
okay.
The
Draupadi is
reason can be
Krishna.
anything.
That's what I'm telling. Draupadi is Krishna's great devotee, and he could have protected his sons. Na? Why he did not protect?
Yeah.
His devotee only. Na? Draupadi is devotee. He is protecting
But
Pandavas. Why is not?
devotee has to leave their body, Still, somehow they have to leave the body, whatever the reason may be.
He could have sent them after 50 years. Na? They could have died after 50 years. Na? Why they have to die in their parents. Why they have to die in the night like that? Not as a Kshatriya. They could have died in the battlefield. If they die in battlefield, more glorious death. Why they have to get killed in the night when they are sleeping? It's not very glorious death. Why
That
he
is
did?
there for Kshatriya. For Kshatriya, it is not glorious.
Then why
For
he did like
Mrityu,
that?
I think for Mrityu, for death, it is there is no reason. Death can come
When
anytime, and
Parikshit
how it
Maharaj,
can come, it is.
Brahmastra attacked Parikshit Maharaj. Why did Krishna protect Parikshit Maharaj? Death came to Parikshit also. He was already dead. Krishna saved him. Why did he do for Parikshit? Why he did not do for Draupadi's sons? Why did he do for Parikshit? And he protected Pandavas also many times. They were also getting poisoned or burnt. In so many times Krishna is protected.
We cannot
Time is protected.
we cannot
Krishna is not
question
protected.
Prabhuji, we cannot question Krishna. No, why you do like this? That
That
is
is
also
my
there.
point. Kunti Maharani is saying same thing. Array, you are protecting somebody, not protecting somebody. It is very difficult to understand. You could have
Correct,
you are
correct.
protecting Parikshit Maharaj. You did not protect Draupadi's children. You did not protect Abhimanyu, who is only your own nephew. You didn't protect, but his son you protected. You could have protected Abhimanyu also. That is the point. We cannot understand why Krishna is acting in a particular way. Why did he use Sudarshan Chakra to contract Brahmastra? He could have contracted some other way. Just some mantra, he could have finished the Brahmastra. By taking Sudarshan Chakra, he is breaking his vow that no, I will not take a weapon, and you are taking a weapon. You could have protected without Sudarshan Chakra also. But why did he take?
Yeah,
That is very difficult to understand. Why Krishna is acting in a particular way can be understood when our heart is completely cleansed and when we understand what is rasa. So when we understand that Krishna is rasa, to understand him, we should also become rasika, a connoisseur of it. So with material intelligence, we cannot grasp or comprehend the unlimited Lord. With our logic, it is very difficult. You're understanding the point. So Krishna is saving
yes,
somebody.
Prabhuji, yes. You cannot understand Krishna. That is
They are
true.
not. They are also devotees, na. That is the point. They are also devotees only. Not that Bhishma is also devotee. So Bhishma, he is such a great person. He is one of the Mahajans. He is the 12 Mahajans. So, and Krishna is telling, no, no, kill him. Arjuna is telling, okay, what can I do? You told me I am killing his grandfather. So, it's not some ordinary person Krishna is telling to kill. He's telling to kill a Mahajan only. It is very difficult, and he is trying to protect. He is doing something which is not understand by anyone. Only a person who is a rasika. Why did Pandavas? If Krishna knows that Pandavas are going to forest. Krishna knows that Pandavas are going to all these tribulations, but Krishna never stopped. He just let it happen. He could have saved, he could have made them always live in a comfortable kingdom and all the opulences. He's their devotee, so he has control over material nature. He could have done it. Now, when it comes to Ashwatthama, you said Ashwatthama had this desire and Krishna is fulfilling. Krishna could have made Ashwatthama fulfill in a different way also. Why did he do it in that way? So Krishna can change anything. Everything in his control. Sarva Karana Karana means he has control of everything, but he does not change. Kuntiman is saying, why you don't change? Because it is not easy to understand. Sometimes he's changing. Same Brahmastra, he protected Parikshit. So in a different way, but Pandavas in a different way. So it's all Krishna's inconceivable potency. No logic. That's why people they feel, what is this? No, Krishna is not acting according to logic. Krishna does not act by logic. He acts based on rasa. To understand that rasa, we need to be a connoisseur of rasa. We are also to be rasika. When our heart is completely pure, then we may have some opportunity to comprehend him. Maybe this is why Krishna is doing. Otherwise, not possible. Clear?
Okay, Prabhuji. Okay, Prabhuji. Thank you very much. But check that Mahabharata and let me know, Prabhuji.
Yeah, it is not possible, Prabhu. When you're speaking like that, it is not possible. And And even if Ashwatthama or Bhishma also, it is Krishna will. That's why. Even now, if Bhishma is like that, why did all the great sages come when Bhishma is leaving his body? Krishna himself is coming and is hearing along with all the people when Bhishma is leaving his body. And one of the greatest authority about all the avatars is Vishnu Sahasranama. Any avatara you are mentioning, that should be in Vishnu Sahasranama. If it is not there, that's not an avatar only. And who is speaking that? Bhishma is speaking. He is even speaking about Lord Chaitanya and Vishnu Sahasranama. That means he is such a great authority, everybody should follow him. All the great sages came. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, kill him, kill him. So it's very difficult for us to understand. Such a great personality, and you are telling him to be killed. You cannot understand. Like, it could have made Bhishma die in a different way, no? But he is no. Arjuna, you only kill. You could have killed him with some other great demigod or somebody. So he is making another devotee, one devotee kill another devotee. So it's very difficult to understand. Scale much.
Okay,
Hare
Prabhu.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Yeah, I have a question, but I just want to follow up in your answer just now. I think I heard you say something like Abhimanyu he didn't have pride, it was his swabhav because he was like Kshatriya. Is that correct?
Yeah. When Kshatriyas, what they do, they say, alone I can defeat, alone I will finish off, and
Yeah.
no, what is my power? It is their swabhava. They speak like that, but it's not pride. They
Yeah,
have to
so
be
that
proud, not that they depend. They depend on Krishna and speak. Some they don't depend on Krishna and speak. But it is not like, but they speak like that.
yeah, they speak like that. And so the difference is a sense of dependence on Krishna. Is that the difference between pride and swabhav? Because it seems like their swabhav is pride. So I'm not so sure if I understand the difference.
How it is now, Prabhuji, can you give class? Yes, Prabhu. This topic, yes, Prabhu. I can happily speak on that. Now I'm speaking, I can speak. Is it not pride? This is no, because I know, I heard from my spiritual master, I know about the subject, I am speaking. And when we go and give an introduction to us, they say, I did this, I did this, I did this. But in the back of mind, we that it is all Krishna's mercy I am doing. But who is a non-devotee, he may feel that it's all my abilities. So there is a difference. When we say it is, we know it's our dependence on Krishna is there. But for outsiders, when Abhimanyu or Arjuna or any Kshatriya, if a great devotee is speaking, he is not speaking out of is he knows that it's all Krishna. But he will say, I will show you who am I. I'll finish you. And Bhima also took away, I'll kill all the 100 sons of Kauravas. And he did also. When now we think, "Arey, such a proud person." No, it is his swabhava. He will speak it. He will do also. And Krishna is telling Arjuna, you will act according to your swabhava only. So better you act for me. Your activity will not change, this will not change, but you do it for me. So when they speak also, it is their swabhava. Like now, our swabhava is now I have ability to speak and I know I can speak. I'll go and give even 500 people come also, I'll give a class. But I know Krishna is empowering me. That's why I'm able to do. If he stops it, I cannot speak even for one person also. So I know my ability came from Krishna, but I can do it. So it is not. It's true in one way. Swabhava is there, but it's not negative all the time. We can utilize in Krishna service and serve Krishna.
Mm-hmm. Okay. One other thing is when we were talking about the fact that we should let Krishna know that we know who he is, or let him know that we understand him to some extent before we ask him for anything, right? I was uncomfortable with this, and I've heard this before, but my discomfort is that it sounds a bit manipulative, you know, to say, okay, let me glorify Krishna so that I can get what I want, that type thing. That's what it feels like, you know? So how come it's not like manipulative?
Yeah, there is a difference. In manipulation, this is an exploitation. But here it is actually helplessness and it's a relationship. Like if I go to my mother and if I am expressing my gratitude to my mother and saying, oh, you work so hard for me, I'm so happy with you. And then can you make something for me now? I want to eat. So it's not manipulation, it's a relationship. So she feels that I understand her and I feel dependence on her and I love her. So then that is touching the heart. It is not manipulation. It's actually relationship and it's a dependence. So when we go to Krishna also, it's not that we want to manipulate or exploit him. We want to show our dependence on him and we want to show how much I understand him. So if my mother feels that I understand that she works very hard for me and no, I love her, she loves me. So if she knows that I understand this, that touches her heart and she says, okay, okay, I'll do for you. So it's not I'm manipulating, it's a relationship. So there is a difference. And any relationship, what is the most important thing is we want that the person should understand me. And if he understand me, I am ready to do anything. If my friends come to me and know, and then they appreciate and they say something, I know it's not that they're exploiting, but if they appreciate, I feel that they're understanding me. So that makes me very happy and I want to do everything for them. So it's a relationship. We want to show him that I understand you, and that understanding is to tell how much uh, I want to have a relationship with you.
Yeah,
You understand?
I guess I'm still kind of stuck because I see that I want a particular thing, even if it's from my mother, right? I want something. And because I want something, I'm 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 saying so many things. It
All the
just
time we
seems,
don't say.
huh?
It's not that I can directly call my mother and ask, but sometime at least I tell her. It's not that now I want, I'm calling and telling so many glorifications and asking. At a normal time, I say, my mother, you appreciate, and she knows that I know all about her. And anytime I can ask, I want this. So it's not that every time, but in
Oh,
general, it's an etiquette. When you go to Lord, you just glorify Him and then ask. When it comes to God, it's an etiquette. But when you have close relationship, Brajavas is like Uttara is coming. She's directly saying Pahi Pahi Mahayogin. He's just directly is telling save me, save me. She did not go and give any like, but Arjuna, when he's releasing Brahmastra to Ashwatthama, he first glorified Krishna, circumambulated him, then he did. He had time. But Uttara didn't have time. She says, no, save me, save me. So in some cases, like Gajendra, he's praying, offering prayers, my dear Lord, save me, Matrik Prapanna Pashupa. So he's glorifying the Lord and he's asking, can you save me? So it's an etiquette when you go to the Lord, you appreciate him, tell him how you understand him, and then you ask. It's an etiquette, but if our relationship very close, then no need of that also. But at least sometime we know they should feel that I know about him.
so then
Say like I
I,
go to some officer or some boss or some outside person. I appreciate, sir, you're so nice. You do so much generous activities. You have done this, you have done that. Can you do some donation for our temple also? There is some sort of manipulation. But in its relationship I want to develop, then that is a difference.
yeah, so therefore I feel like, we should be expressing this kind of appreciation, glorification with even with Krishna all the time, not just as a formality before
Yeah.
we ask for something, because then, I mean, he knows our heart, right? So he will know that, oh, this guy, he's about to ask me for something because I'm hearing all this glorification. Let me, he should just get to the point, you know? But whereas if we were offering Krishna these glorifications, you know, on a regular basis, even when we didn't want something, then it would seem more genuine. And then at the time that we wanted something, I feel like it wouldn't even be so necessary to offer the glorification at that particular time because,
Yeah,
huh?
very much. Like that's why every day we are reading Bhagavatam. Like if you see normal people, they go once in a while to temple, give a list to the Lord and come out. So for them, it's not everyday affair. For us, every day we want to glorify Krishna. Every day we are chanting his names. Every day we are hearing his glories. So every day I don't ask anything from Krishna. We are just sitting and hearing his glories. So Krishna understands. So this person appreciates me, trying to understand me. He knows something about me. And then we repeat the prayers of acharyas when we go in front of Krishna. We do bhajans, kirtans. So all these things we are trying to develop that relation with Krishna. So once in a while you ask Krishna, maybe Krishna, I want some Mercedes car. Krishna says, okay, okay. Of course, we
Yeah.
don't ask for
That's why I feel like for such people who are always glorifying him anyway, I feel like that formality, is not
not
so
not
required, right?
yeah.
Thank you so much, Prabhu.
Yes. Yeah, formality is not needed. When we directly ask, we can directly ask Krishna because every day we are doing. We don't ask.
Exactly. Yeah, yeah. Okay, great. Thank you, Prabhu.
Hare
Keshav.
Krishna, Prabhuji, Dandavad Pranams. Prabhuji, like when you mention about the pride, Prabhuji, recently I was taking 16th chapter for Bhakti Shastri students, Prabhuji. There, Dambo, therefore, Abhimanascha, Krishna is expressing it is a quality of demand, and Acharya says, then Arjuna was still frightened. Am I, because he is a Kshatriya, he is saying, I am also, do I belong to that second demoniac quality? Krishna is saying, no, 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 no problem. You are not a demoniac person. You are definitely a divine person. So now I understand. Now you explain, Prabhuji, for Kshatriya, like I will win, I will protect everyone. That is the natural swabhava. So that does not mean he is demoniac. I could relate that with today's explanation, Prabhuji. Like not that, and acharyas are explaining, not that everyone having dambo darpo, if they are following shastra, then they fall under divine qualities only. Because very sooner they will get purified and they will come out of all these things, even if they are. So the only way to explain demoniac is if those who do not follow shastra. That is the only, like, one who follows shastra are divine, or who do not follow shastra are demoniac. That is the repeated instruction from 16th chapter, Prabhuji. From the first till the last, Krishna is insisting that only. And last, the tasma shastram pramanate karya karya vivasito. All those things he says, if you follow shastra, then you are safe. So now I could relate why even those pride activities expressed by Kshatriya and all, it is not actually pride, it is his swabhava. If only he has his swabhava, he can carry on that Kshatriya work.
Yes, yes.
Thank you, Prabhu. Is it understanding clear? I mean, is it correct,
Yes, yes.
Prabhuji, what I have understood? For
Yeah, Tasma Shastra Pramanante Karya Karya Vastu. We have to just follow
Mm.
Shastra. And we have our Swabhava, but divine, the person who is divine, he is ready to, he is obedient. He says, okay, I am ready to
Mm.
obey, even though it may be against what I want, but I am ready to obey. So Bhima was not happy with all the decisions of Yudhishthir. He is
Mm.
obeying. He, when Draupadi was insulted, Bhima was immediately wanted to finish everybody there, but he's obedient. So many places Bhima is trying to control, even though his nature is not that. And same thing with Arjuna and others. And Yudhishthir was also. So everybody has their own particular natures, but everybody was ready to be obedient to Krishna's desire.
Mm. Mm.
The things happened, but they said, okay, Krishna, if this is what you want, we are ready. According to us, I don't want it, but because you wanted it, we are okay. And Ashwatthama was brought, Bhima said, finish him off, kill him. And others said, no, 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 because everybody is acting according to their Swabhava. But Arjuna, then Krishna says, no, fulfill everybody desire. So this is people act according to Swabhava. We also act according to Swabhava, but we know that this is the energy, strength, everything is coming from Krishna. Let me go according to the will of Krishna. So then they followed it.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. It's very, very, very nice to when we discuss and learn about Krishna. It's really nectarian to hear all these things. Thank you, Prabhuji. Hare Krishna.
Okay, we will complete our syllabus also. At least 1-2 shlokas we'll take for today. So now here, why I took this topic is Vidura was also insulted by Duryodhana. And why did Vidura had to go through such situation? Krishna wanted it, that's all. So I told in the beginning, if you remember 2-3 days, because we were discussing that if you know why, then the cause of our suffering, then it becomes easy. We will have that what do you call, the patience and determination, strength to overcome it. If you don't know the purpose why, then the limits of our patience and determination reduce. And the answer for all why is Krishna want it in that way. That's all. And then when we accept it, then we can receive that, we can tap to the mercy. Otherwise, the mercy will come and go, but we will not be able to access it because we are not able to accept it. We should know that this is Krishna's arrangement for me, and then we will grow in our life very nicely. So here same thing happened with Vidura. Thus being pierced by arrows through his ears and afflicted by the core of his to the core of his heart, Vidura placed his bow at the door and quit his brother's palace. He was not sorry, for he considered the act of the external energy to be supreme. So this is actually what Vidura is trying to teach. Because see, what happens is, now if somebody says get out of this palace, you may say so easy for me, I'll get out. But Vidra, after maybe he's more than 100 years now, that time age, and he served so dedicatedly to a place, and you are told now you are out, nothing you got. So now it's so painful. When you dedicated to do something and then you have to give it up, it pains the heart so much. You have not done something and we are told, okay, give up something. We may not feel bad because I have not invested so much energy, time, and emotions. But it happens for great devotees and they understand it's a external energy. Prakriti kriyamanani Gunai karmani sarvasha ahankara vimudhatma karta hamiti manyate. This is a very important shloka. Actually, I wanted to, of course, there is one question in chat box. We take care of our family members just as only caretakers. That they are Krishna's children, but Lord is not inspiring the children to take to bhakti. So, how to see and have faith that whatever Krishna does is good, even if they go astray? So this is actually another important thing to understand, that it is not Krishna want them to be devotees. If we want, we can pray for them, the devotees. But Krishna gives the choice to living entities. He is giving a living entity choice how they want to come to him. Otherwise, if he forces them, it does not work. And then he says, okay, why did Krishna give such children to me? He could have given devotee children only, no? Then I will be happy, they are happy, I'll practice nicely. Now, Krishna knows what is best for us. He knows whatever he is giving, he knows this is how you will get purified. Accept it, try to make them devotees. And devotee, when they become devotees, when they see so much selflessness in us, it is not how much we tell them to become devotee. If they see that we are so selfless, that will touch their heart. If not today, maybe after 20 years they'll become devotees. And they'll become very nice devotees. That is not a problem. But we continue to selflessly take care of them, selflessly serve them, and try to help them in whatever situation we are. That's what Krishna want you to learn. He kept us in certain situations so that we learn the selfless attitude. That is what is a qualification for us to enter into the spiritual world. So now he is teaching with somebody, he may give very nice devotee, somebody may not give. It does not, it is not any standard rule who will get who. Krishna decides that this is the best situation I am in now. With this situation, let me selflessly dedicate, serve, and go to Krishna. That's all. There is nothing more we can understand. If Krishna want it like this, accept it. Then why my children are not devotee? Why they are going astray? They will not go astray. If we are selfless and we are serving properly, they will one day come back and become devotees. Very much possible. And even if they don't also, but because we have selfless, they should at least develop an appreciation for us. Because of our selfless attitude, if they appreciate, that will actually make them increase their sukruti, and sometime they may become devotee. Not if this lifetime, some other lifetime, but definitely they will become. They just have to appreciate. First comes appreciation. That will help them to develop faith like that. So, Shubhangi Mataji, why this happens? I didn't understand the question. Why this? There is only one answer for all why. Because Krishna wanted it. So it is very simple answer. Why means Krishna wanted it. So we cannot say. And why Krishna wanted? We cannot understand. That's why Kunti Maharani is saying, Nato Natya Duroida. Tata, you are incomprehensible. Nobody can comprehend why Krishna acts in a particular way. You cannot understand it. So actually, this verse is also very important purport. Maybe tomorrow we'll discuss elaborately on this purport. Yes, Mataji. Anybody has questions? Okay, we will end
Okay,
here.
yeah. Oh,
Yes, you have questions, Mataji?
yeah, I just want to confirm then that since we cannot know why Krishna does whatever he does, and he is unpredictable, then
Yeah.
our only job then is to come to the point where we trust whatever he does is good, and not
Yeah.
to try to understand why he does what he does. Just trust whatever he does, that
Yes.
is coming from a good place.
Yes. Yes. Because father and mother knows what is best for the child if they are very proper. Similarly, Krishna knows what is best for us. We may not appreciate some of the things what Krishna is doing, but we should know that is what is faith. Then that trust loves into turns into love. Start loving Krishna. Wow, Krishna is so. And sometimes we know that after going through the situations, we realize, wow, really Krishna did a good thing by for me going through this situation. Really helped me. We may not immediately appreciate, but we'll appreciate after some time. But
Yeah.
definitely,
So, yeah. So that's what I was going to say too. That if we trust him, and then we see that, oh, Krishna knew what he was doing after all, right? Then after repeated pattern of this trust, seeing the good, we trust, see the good, trust, see the good, then it'll come to the point where we don't like question anymore. Our trust will be implicit, right?
yeah, then it is completely, then it turns into love. Then we start loving him so much that anything is like a child. Na, if a father throws in the air, the child is laughing only. He's not panicked. He knows my father will catch me. So our situation is sometimes in the air. We don't know where we'll fall, but I know Krishna is going to catch. So there is love and trust at that level.
So is it
The most painful situation also, we
but
can trust.
yeah, I can trust, but is it true that one day I will definitely understand why I had to go through what I had to go through, or will that sometimes remain a mystery?
Some things we may not understand, but some things we'll understand. Whatever Krishna reveals, sometimes we may not be. Many of the things it will understand. Yes, maybe this is this. Some things we may not understand also. Why this happened to me? Maybe Krishna want me to learn something. But if you deeply go, Krishna may reveal sometimes. Yes, this is for this. You have to learn
Yeah,
this
because
lesson.
the reason why I'm asking is because sometimes if he does not show us why we had to go through this very negative experience, won't that compromise our trust for him? Wouldn't he be concerned that our trust for him will be compromised if he doesn't eventually show us how this negative experience was actually in my best interest?
Yes, sometime what happens, it may take time for us to comprehend, so we have to be little patient. Maybe some other time I will understand, may not be now. Maybe when I grow in my bhakti and I become more deeper, then I may be able to comprehend. So immediately we may not comprehend, but because based on the previous experiences, we know that this person is always right. Maybe this is also right, but I may not understand now. So let me be patient, and then future I may get the purpose, proper understanding of this. So
Mhm. Okay, Prabhu. Thank
like based on what I have, that I know this person is genuine. So he whatever he's doing, it is he is sensible person. So let me accept.
you. Okay. Thank you.
So we have one question in chat box. Why did Vidura dedicatedly served and then he has to leave? Yeah, this is also another important thing. What happens is, mm, this is we have to that when you are dedicatedly serving, there is always a tendency to get attached and expect for the result. So these are the things that will make us very painful when you have to leave the place. Same thing happens in the family. We are so dedicatedly serving, and then one fine day we have to leave this body, and whole family we have to leave. So painful. That's why while doing only, we have to be always conscious. Okay, I'm servant of Krishna, and uh, I have to do these things in a proper way. So this should be done while doing only. We should be conscious. I have to live one day. Let me do it in a detached way, but responsibly. So with such incidents like Vidura, he is teaching us that this is how this world is. This is how this system is. So he is also directly telling. So this we will discuss tomorrow also, that this is how this world is, where it is so dangerous at every moment. So we have to be very careful when we are dealing. Anytime we are thrown out of the place and in a cozy environment we are, and suddenly we are kept in such a calamity, it's so painful. So you be in a detached way from the beginning and it's easy. So Vidra, even though he was such a dedicated person, but he was detached also, and he was not having this doership mentality. So that saved him. We will try to discuss more on this purport tomorrow also. Okay, Mataji, I answered your question. Thank you all very much. Granthra Srimad Bhagavatam ki jai.